Hello everybody! This video is for those of you who want to create an Instagram feed theme. If you don't know what photos go well next to each other, how to color coordinate them, and what to post next, then keep watching. I'll give you 3 big tips that I use to plan and preview my themes, and I will also show you examples of how I do it in the end too. No, of how it looks like in the end too. Like this here. Alright, let's get to it. My first big tip is to focus on a grid of 6, 9 or 12 photos to start with, instead of focusing on your whole feed all at once. I actually like to focus on 9 photos when I start my theme for the first time, and this way I only have to focus my attention on a square of 3 by 3 photos. I find that it's so much easier and so much faster to focus on 9 photos first rather than my whole feed. So I will design one little block of theme at a time, and after I finish my grid of 9 photos, I always import 3 photos at a time, always. And I do that by selecting the photos or Instagram repost if I love one of the photos. So why do I post 3 photos at a time? This is because it helps me break up the shots, and this is my second big tip. You need to break up the shots, because the most asked questions are: what should I post next? How do I make sure my next photo will actually fit with the rest of my theme? Because we don't want to delete the post on our Instagram, right? So that's when the drag and drop on preview and the swap feature works pretty neatly, and it's very handy. And for those of you who are wondering how to swap images, just select the 2 images that you'd like to swap and hit the swap icon on the bottom bar. Alright, to break up the shots, there are 4 things I always pay attention to when I put photos next to each other. And these are the colors in the photos, the elements of the photo, the type of photo taken, and the context of the photo. Alright, so let's start with the colors. It really helps if you choose a color palette for your feed, because it is much easier to color coordinate your theme, and then you'll just be on autopilot when you get ready for your next post. For the colors, look at the background colors of your photos. Look at the colors of the elements in your photos. And then try to make them match or contrast and coordinate those colors within your grid. And I will show you how I do that in a second. As for the elements of your photo, just try to think if the photo is detail heavy or is it light? Is there a person in the shot, or an object, or food? Then for the type of photo, try to balance between landscapes, close-ups, selfies, quotes, nature, etc. etc. So let's have a look at my example here. There are 3 main colors that pop: green, pink, and yellow. The other photos are just a mix of those colors. See, the first photo on the bottom right corner has a pink background, and then I selected photos with pink elements in them, and I spaced them out. I broke up the shots using photos of bananas and plants, because they are close-ups and they have only 1 main colors in them. So the feed will be less detail heavy and easier on the eye. And I didn't put all of the green photos next to each other, I spaced them out as well. This is a good trick if you want some photos to pop more than other ones. So feel free to just experiment, move the images around, drag and drop them, and see what works. And don't forget to space your photos out. You can also order photos based on their context. So let me switch to another theme so I can show you an example. Personal journal app. Let's have a look at that theme. Here you go. See the balloon with the smiley face? Right underneath, the quote is always be positive. So they kind of relate with each other. And another good example is the dog with the mirror. And the quote right underneath it is beauty starts in your head, not in the mirror. So see how they relate to each other? So that's another good tip if you would like to plan your feed like that based on the context of your photos and of your quotes. And my last tip is to bulk upload your photos to move them around. So experiment, see what works for you, and just be creative. Put into practice also what I just told you. Try to theme in blocks, so in blocks of 6, 9 or 12 photos, and then just move the photos around to break up the shots. So you can break up the shots by based on the color of the photos, the elements of the photo, or even the context. And like I just told you, there are 2 ways that you can move images around in Preview. So you can either drag and drop, or you can swap the images.